Welcome back, aliens. My name is Devin Reddy, and in this video we'll talk about Spring, dependency injection, and auto-wiring. So we'll try to understand that with some diagrams so that we can understand what is happening behind the scene. So to do that, what I will do is I will make a simple Spring Boot application. So I will say Spring Starter Project, and by the way, I'm using STS. You can use Eclipse as well. The only thing is to download this app, you have to go to start.spring.io because we don't have this window in Eclipse, by the way. You just have to go to this website and download the app, the Spring Boot app. And then I will keep all this thing default because I'm not concerned about the name yet. I'm just concerned about the concept. I will simply click on finish. Now we got our project here. It's on the way. So it does take some time to download this app. So you can see that we got our project here. This is your Spring Boot project in which you have the Java folder, you have resources, you have test folder where you will put all your JUnit test cases. You have Maven dependencies where you have all the required dependency for the project. Now what I will do is I will simply create a very simple, in fact I will be creating a very simple application here, and I would say let's go back to, so if I open this demo application, you can see we have a main method here, and inside this main method I'm simply saying run. Now I want to create a class here which is alien, and the way you do that is by saying a class, and this class name it will be alien, and I will click on finish. I want a simple POJO here which is alien, nothing fancy. And in this alien, I want certain properties. The way you create a property is very simple. You say private int, I would say AID, and I would say private string a name. So these are two things we need. In fact, we can also go for technology. So every alien has a favorite technology, right? So I will say tech. And for these three variables, I want getters and setters. So I will say source generate getter setters. So I will say generate getters and setters for all these three variables. Click on OK, and you can see we got a simple POJO. Now that the idea behind dependency injection is, what if you want to create an object of alien here in this class in main? So normally what we do is we create an object of alien by saying alien a equal to new alien. So what we are doing here is we are manually creating the object by ourselves by using new. But then dependency injection says, hey developer, you don't have to focus on object creation. You focus on the logic. We will give you the object when you require it. So here I will not say new alien. Then question arises, how will you get this object? Now if you see this run method which we get by default, now this run method returns an object of configurable application context. So run method returns object of this one. So what I can do is on this side I can say configurable. So it is configurable application context. I would say context equal to, because anyway, run method returns that object. So let's hold it. Now, once I got this object, your Spring framework says simply say context.getBean. So when you say context.getBean, it will ask you for the type of object you want. I would say, hey, I want an object of alien class, and your Spring framework says, hey, you will get the object. But can you trust it? I don't know. Let's try. Now, how do we trust it? Let's go back to alien and let's have a simple method here which we will execute just to see if it is working. Because if you don't have the object, of course you cannot call a method. So I will go back to this method and I would say system.out.println, and I would say in show. So if you get the object from the Spring framework, that means yes, you got, and it will be able to call show. So the way I do that is by saying a.show. So if it is calling show, that means you got the object. And you can see we have not done much of the configuration here. We are simply getting the object of alien. I mean, we got a class alien, and here I'm saying context.getBean alien.class. Let's run this and let's verify what is happening. Now to run this application, we have to say Spring Boot app, because this is not a normal Spring, this is Spring Boot. So I would say Spring Boot app. And it's running, something is happening behind the scene, and we got an error. I was expecting it, so we got the error. It says no qualifying bean of type com.example.demo.alien. So of course we don't have this object, but why? What is happening behind the scene, and what this method is all about? What is happening here? So to solve this problem, let's understand what is happening here. Now Spring provides you another container. So the way we have JVM, we also have a Spring container. To understand that, let me just go back to this diagram, this paint application here. What I would say here is we have JVM, right? And on that JVM, we have, inside this JVM, we have a special container, and this container is called as a Spring container. So I would say this is a Spring container. Now what this container will have, this will have different objects. But which object? So the object which Spring specifies, those are objects. In fact, the object which we create here, those are called as Spring Bean. So whatever you have inside this will be called as a Spring Bean. But how do we create a Spring Bean and when they get created? So basically we have two different scopes when you create a Spring Bean. First is the Singleton scope, and the second one is prototype scope. In fact, we have in Spring we have different scopes available. We also have request, then we have session. But then those things we use in web applications. In code applications, we use these two only, which is Singleton and prototype. Now, how do we specify Singleton? How do we specify prototype? And what exactly it means? Now, if I go back to alien here, so if you look at this alien is not a Spring Bean here. And even if it is Spring Bean, when it gets created, so the container of Spring Bean or the container of Spring gets created on this line. The moment you say run, it returns you the context. This is where it initializes your container. And in this container, it will try to create all the objects. But which object? Let's say if I have 10 classes, if you have 15 classes, will it create object of all the classes? Not exactly. You have to specify as a developer which object you want. In this application, I just have 2 classes. What if you have, let's say, 10 classes, 15 classes? And out of 10 classes, I want to create objects only of 6 classes. So I want Spring Framework to give me 6 objects. Other object I will take care of. Or maybe I don't even need those objects. How do we specify to Spring Framework, hey, I don't want all the object, I want object only of alien. The way you do that is by writing component. So we have to use this annotation called as component. By doing this, you are specifying, hey Spring Framework, this is a class of which I want an object. Now by default, the moment you run this application, the moment you say run, it will create it will create this thing for you, right? It will create this container for you. The moment you run this application, it will create one object of alien here. So let me just name it as A1. So it will create a A1 object for you, and this A1 is of type alien. So A1 is of type alien class, right? So you can say alien.class. So the A1 object here, which is object created by Spring Framework, is of type alien.class. It will be available in the Spring container. Okay, it is just available. The moment you say getBean, your Spring Framework will say, okay, developer wants a bean here of alien. So because when you say getBean, it says, okay, developer wants a bean, but of which type? That's why you're specifying here. You're specifying, hey, I want alien type bean. So it will check, do we have an alien bean there? Hey, we do have it. Can you see that we do have an alien bean here? It will get connected automatically. So that means Spring Framework is injecting this object in your application. So this object which is created by Spring Framework or Spring container, you will get this object in your application. That's what we say dependency injection, right? Now it should work, right? We have mentioned component there. I will say run as again Spring Boot application. And this time you can see we have not got any error. You got the output as in show, so it is working. So the moment you say component, it will make this as a Spring Bean, and you can use it anywhere. Now let me just add a twist here. What if I say getBean once more? Will it create 2 objects? And how do we verify how many objects we are getting? To verify that, I will get a constructor here, and I will say right click, source constructor with fields. Or maybe without fields. I don't want any fields here. I just want a simple constructor which will print something, which will have super. Doesn't matter even if you have super there. I would say object created. That's what I want. So I would say object created. So the moment I go back, now how many times it should print object created? Only once, right? Because we are saying we are using this object only once. Let's run this code as a Spring Boot, and you can see it says object created only once. What if I don't even try to fetch this? If I say comment this section, and let's run this now, you can see we got object created only once. Even if you're not saying getBean, you got object created because Spring Framework says, hey, even if you don't want the object, we will give it to you. Because by default, Spring Framework uses a concept of singleton design pattern, which means it will give you the object pre-hand. You don't have to wait for the object creation. The moment you start the application, it will give you the object. Okay, what if I ask for this thing 2 times? I will copy this code and paste it here. This time I would say this is A1. And here also I would say A1. Now what do you think? Will it print object created once or 2 times? So you can pause the video, you can answer that in a comment section. So I hope you have entered the value in the comment section. Let me just run this code. And you can see it is doing only once. So we are getting object created only once because in total it will create only one object. Because by default, Spring Framework uses the concept of Singleton design pattern. So in Singleton, you get only one instance. How about if I say prototype here? So if I go back and if I say prototype, and the way you do that is by going to, we have to use one of my annotation, which is added scope. So the annotation is annotation scope. You have to mention what value you're going for. So we are going for, so we have to mention prototype. Now, when you say prototype, it means it will be using prototype now. So it will be using prototype now, which means it will not create an instance by default for you. The moment you ask for the instance, when you say getBean, at that point it will create an object for you. So in total, you will be getting 2 objects now. So let's run this code. And you can see it says object created 2 times because we are getting 2 objects now. Every time you say getBean, it will create a new object for you. Okay, now the point is, what if I don't even call this once? I will say comment this part. Now what do you think? Will it print once, 2 times, or 0? Now since we are using prototype, which means even if you run the application, you will not be getting this object. So you will not get this object if you're using prototype. So this will not be there if you're using prototype. Let's verify. So you can see we have not got object created even once because it is prototype. So it will create the object only when you say getBean. Quite simple, right? So this is dependency injection and this is how you use component. But the video is more about auto-wiring. What is happening when you say auto-wire? So to understand that, I will create one more class here and I will call that class as, let's say, laptop, because every alien needs a laptop, right? And that's how you can work on a project. I mean, not exactly laptop, computers also do. Some people write code on mobile phones as well. So anything, any electronic gadget will do here. I would say private int LID, which is laptop ID. And I would say private string brand. I'm not concerned about other parameters here. We can talk about price, CPU speed, RAM configuration, everything. But then time in, let's keep it simple. Right click, I would say source, generate getter setters. I would say generate getter and setter. Select all and click on OK. And I also need a toString method so that if I want to print something, I would say source generate toString. And here I would create one more method which is public void. Let's say compile. Let's say laptop has some compiler and then we want to compile it. And it should say compiling. So how do we do that? So we'll say system.out.println and I would say compiling. You can write a complex code here, but then just to make it simple, I will say simply say compiling. And now in alien, when I say show, it should also call the compiling. Oh, hold on. How will you say compiling here? Because to call that compile method, you need an object of laptop, right? So I would say private laptop. So we got laptop object here, and just to make it work, I also need a getter setter for this. I would say right click source getter and setter, which is that getters and setters. Select all, click on OK. So we got a laptop getter setter as well, and nothing fancy. I just want to call show, and from show I want to say laptop.compile. Now what do you think? Will it work? Because we have a laptop class, we got alien class. Inside alien class, we got laptop class. Okay, so alien class is dependent on laptop class now. Now what will happen? So if I go back to demo, and when I say show, in fact, I will do it only once now because we have seen how do we call 2 times. And I also want to use singleton here just to make it simple again. Now what will happen? So if I go back to demo, let's run this to verify what is happening there. And you can see we got null pointer exception. But now why null pointer exception is because if I go up, we are saying laptop.compile. In fact, this is the error. This is the line error. So if I click on this error line, okay, it is in show and it is in here. So you can see we got laptop.compile. This is the problem. The problem is the laptop is not instantiated because before using the object, we have to say new laptop. But again, we are using Spring Framework, right? Why I should say Spring Laptop? And your Spring Framework is not even creating object of laptop. So if you want to get the instance of laptop, you have to say @component. So now when you run this application, in your container, you will get one more object. So I will say this is one more object here. I will call this L1, and this object will be of type laptop.class. So this is object of alien.class and this object of laptop.class. And what I want, so when you say component, you will get both the objects. Now will this work? Because we got the object, right? We don't have to say new keyword. So the moment you run this code, oh, again we got the same error. We got the null pointer exception. But we got the object, right? But there's one problem. A1 object here is dependent on L1. How your alien object will know that there's L1 object available, and how do we search it? So we have to connect these two. We have to say, hey alien, there is some laptop object available there, search for it. How do we mention that? How do we ask alien to search for it automatically? And the way you do that is by simply using a concept called as Autowire. So I will say Autowire. So the moment you say Autowire, it will try to search for the object in this Spring container. Now will it work? Let's go back there and run this code. And it worked. Can you see that? It worked. We got the object, we got the output as compiling. So what is happening behind the scenes? So when you say Autowire, it will try to connect because A1 has an instance. I mean, alien object needs an instance of L1 or a laptop object. So it will search for the type, okay? By default, Autowire searches for the type, not for the name. L1 doesn't matter. In fact, by default, the name is not even L1. The default name for anything is laptop itself, but with small l. The default name for this A1 object is not even A1. It is small a alien. So you can search by name as well, but we want the type here. Okay, what if you want to search by name? For that, we have to use one more annotation, which is @qualifier. So using qualifier, we can do that. So I will say @qualifier. And here you can mention what? You can mention laptop. So now it will search by name. Can we change the name of the Can you change the name of here? Because by default, the name would be laptop, right? You can say, hey, I don't want laptop as a name. I want LAP1. Can you do that? Yes, we can do that. We can have a name now, LAP1, which means the object which Spring creates here will not be laptop1 now. It will be lap1. So this is the object name. And since we are using qualifier in the alien itself, we have to say lap1 because we have to search by name, right? So by default, Autowire searches by type, @qualifier searches by name. So I hope you understood something what is happening behind the scene. If you enjoyed this type of session, because I'm just trying out different ways of explaining you different concepts, let me know in the comment section if you liked it, because I will be making some more videos based on this on Spring. So that's it, everyone. I hope you enjoyed. In fact, I should be doing a quick recap what we have done. So I wanted the object of alien. So alien is basically a class which has 4 attributes or 4 properties. We can say AID, ANAME, tech, and laptop. The laptop is a special type, and we have a laptop class here. And using add component, it will instantiate your object. When you say instantiation means you want a new object, right? So the moment you say component, it will create an object in a Spring container. And using this Autowire, you will get connected with the object which is created by Spring Framework. Let me just run this code once again to verify, and it works, right? So try it out and let me know in the comment section if you have any questions and your feedback. Is it good, bad? So that's it, everyone. Thank you so much for watching.